So let's just first tackle this thing, ombudsman. It's ombudsman because you could also say ombudstree. It doesn't matter. The ombudsman comes from Norwegian, actually, and it doesn't mean gender denomination, right?
Yeah.
So I'm an ombudsman. So we've done that discussion now, okay? Very good. So what is important for me is that this role or this profession combines what is important for individuals in an organization, and I'm an organizational ombudsman, with the organization itself and where that organization is heading in terms of its workplace and the culture. And I try to bring these together and create more thriving workplaces. Because I believe that every single person is born with a talent, born with a mission, and that we better provide platforms in our organizations and structures that these missions and talents can, thrive and can develop, and that we all can benefit from that. Unfortunately, most organizations miserably fail at that aspect, right? And specifically because we don't behave always very well towards the people we employ, right? And we don't give them a way to utter their concerns, to share, what they like to see change. And so then there is the organizational ombudsman to who you can come, who will listen, no judgment, who then will support you in the change, to create the change that you envision in the situation that you're facing at work. And then from that, there's still those issues that the organization and its leadership needs to know in order to become a better organization, right? And better also means more inclusive and more diverse and more innovative and more creative. Now, the World Food Programme is the biggest humanitarian organization in the world. It's got 22,000 people, is active in emergencies and other situations where there's hunger, malnutrition and starvation in 85 countries in the world, with a budget of currently $10 billion. Okay, just let that sink in, right? That is also sink in that since this pandemic, starvation in the world has tripled. Okay, so let that sink in as well. Our lockdowns here comfortably in the West created an enormous fallout in those countries who could afford it least, right? So what that means is that the people working in the World Food Programme are stretched enormously. And I have the vision that with that what me and my team does, that we support those people, to get rid of those things at work that burden them, to give them that safe space, to help them to be, helping those people who need it, right, out there. So for me, it's a bottom line thing, right? Now, how did that happen? I worked for three other, this is my fifth UN organization. Kindly note, 4 of them were Nobel Peace Prize awardees. And I was once in a Damascus refugee camp. I lived there for several years. And doing a mediation, because the people in the camp and the people who worked also for the organization I worked then were in a strife, were in a conflict. And so I mediated between them and we settled this. And then I thought, this is so much quicker than, with lawyers and stuff. And, I wish this was a full-time job. Now, if you speak out your intent, the goddess will listen. And so that same year I heard about organizational ombudsman and that the United Nations was looking for several to put in different regions around the world. So I then became one of the first regional ombudsmen for the United Nations in the Sudan. I worked for the peacekeeping missions in Darfur, in the Sudan, South Sudan, Central African, blah, blah, blah. And from there to the World Food Programme here in Rome. Now, talking about journeys, personal journeys, so a little thing about that. Not long ago, my mom left our old home and went into her supported home and was sorting out things. And then she gave me this little essay. It's too big a word because I was just 8 years old when I wrote it. And as an 8-year-old student at primary school, I was writing an essay about the situation at school and how that could be improved. And so that no one was left behind in class. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, how did I even have the guts, right? So since then I got labeled difficult, still am. Still am. Got thrown out of several jobs also because speaking up, you know, it comes also at a cost. And I'm fine. I'm as an ombudsman, organizational ombudsman. I'm saying, you know, I'm sailing close at the wind because I feel an obligation towards the people in the organization that their concerns and their issues that hurt them are heard and are taken serious. And at the same time, I have to be aware that the leadership, the management, those who make the decisions, are also able to hear it, right? So, and that is an interesting balance, if you like. So I want to keep that to that. I am very grateful for my team in the room. I want them to stand up. Paula, Tobias, Nathalie. Dolores is on her way, I believe. So there they are. Doing fantastic work. I'm very happy. And Nathalie also this afternoon gave a workshop on mediation. And so we're here for you if you'd like to have more information. Thank you.
Thank you.